Morning, everyone. How are you?
Good morning.
Good
Thank you.
morning, doctor.
Okay.
Morning, doctor.
Morning.
Shall we
Yes.
start now?
Yes.
Okay. So after my presentations, another group. Which group? Which group is going to do presentation?
Group 15,
15 and
13, 14.
I can't remember. So please remind yourself who is going to present. Then for the next week, get ready all the case studies presentation. Okay.
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 Still you all having problem with Coursera?
Coursera, okay.
Okay, hopefully, try to lead your friend as well. Some of them, maybe we have a very huge messages, so they are overlooked toward the message, everything. So what I can suggest it, you can help each other. Okay. Luckily, yesterday I saw the message, then I tried to let him know. Okay.
Okay. Okay, doctor.
Okay. Other than that, your midterm, any problem? You all happy with the marks?
No problem, Prof.
No problem, Prof.
Happy, huh?
Mark.
Happy with your marks?
No.
What no?
Happy,
Why?
Prof.
Why no? How much you get? Okay, 15, 1, 5 onwards acceptable. So don't be too greedy to get more because not everyone can get 20 out of 20. You see, when do the evaluations part, even in the school also, the teacher will not given you 20, full marks. Tak boleh. Dalam bidang education ni, tak ada seorang pun yang boleh dapat full mark unless they are doing a proper work for the full mark. Okay? Okay? Understand,
Okay.
Okay, doctor.
Okay.
Doctor, some of my midterm is not graded yet. That means 0, isn't it?
Yes. Wait. Because
Okay.
I'm looking one by one. So
Okay.
many, the students are very huge. So just now I just marked 2 only. So other than then I have to attend the classes first. So after the class, then only I will do.
Okay, thanks, doctor.
Okay. Okay, let me start now. Okay, today I will explain about performance management. So before that, you have to understand what is performance management. A performance management is not only looking into individual performance, they will look into group performance, individual performance, and organizational performance. So there are 3 alignments that they need to concern when they are looking into the performance part. So strategy human resource management. Strategy human resource management is part of performance management. So we need to understand that performance management is very important when HR will look into deeply toward your performance, especially when you are working in the organizations. They will see how are you performing. So they will look into your appraisal. Okay, that's we call as a performance management. So under performance management, we can categorize into 3 parts: performance appraisal, performance feedback. Then one more is one more is Okay, one more is the performance management overall. Okay, overall. So performance management is the process that manager will look into deeply about employees' activities. So they want to see how is your outcome toward the organization's goals. So that is the meaning of performance management overall, overall your KPI in terms of your personality, in terms of your uh, knowledge, ability, skills, what are the CSR activities that you all joining in the organization. So all these are covered under performance management. So when you look into performance appraisal is something like the process that your superiors will look into certain informations about how well the employee is doing their job. That is performance appraisal. So for each employee, they have their own criteria or KPI that they have to fulfill. So different department, example, I'm giving you example, different department, they have a different criteria or KPI that they have to fulfill. Not everyone have the same things. So maybe you are manager, you're holding a manager position. So when you are holding manager position, the employees criteria and manager criteria will be different. So that is the meaning of performance appraisal. Certain information, I mean, they are trying to get information, the manager try to get information about employee according to your responsibility, duty, and other KPI. Okay, that is performance appraisal. The third one is performance feedback. Okay, performance feedback means feedback that given by your manager, your superior, your management toward your performance based on the performance appraisal. So from the performance appraisal itself, you will get feedback. The feedback can be negative, the feedback can be positive. You all hear me?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, doctor.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So far, all of you clear what is performance management, performance appraisal, performance feedback?
Yes, doctor.
Yes,
Clear.
Prof.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay,
Yes, doctor.
can you, I mean, maybe in your organization, there is a different way they are handling. So can you share what kind of performance appraisal and how they are look into your, I mean, depends to the company. Not all the company having a same appraisal. Am I right? So,
Yes.
so
Okay.
any of you like to share your experience?
Dr. Nesri here. My
Yes.
side, they're using SIP. SIP mean we don't have bonus. So every 3 months, they will see whether our target, whether we are hit our target or not. So there is a KPI, something like first KPI, second KPI. So if we meet in this level, mean how much they will give us. If we meet highest, mean how much we can go by percentage. But in case overall by end of the year, for every quarter we already get the KPI, right? The SIP. But at the end, we didn't achieve the year-end target, mean they will claw back the whatever they have give according to how much we have the gap.
Oh, then, so what is the solution at the end?
Solution will be when for the next year, when we target our goal, setting the goal, everything, so we can discuss with the management whether if we hit whatever we left over, can we get back or not? It's also depending on the management approval.
So after that, from there itself?
From there itself, we will like another year with another KPI, with another SIP every quarter. So we won't have any bonuses.
Oh, bonuses
Yeah.
means it depends to the, as I told you, performance management is overall they will see.
Yes.
They will look into the organization performance as well. If the organization performance is not good, then they will not able to give you the bonus. So overall. They will see overall first, not only in terms of employee perspective. They will see how the organization perspective as well. So sorry, because my deputy Dean is asking for the appraisal percentage. See, we also having this performance appraisal for getting bonus, for getting increment for next year. So they want to see how our performance. So basically my managers, I mean my dean and deputy dean, they will discuss together about our performance. But before that, they will ask self evaluations toward our performance, whether you are performing. You yourself know better than the dean. So the next evaluation will be from the manager. This is the system that implemented in Uniraza for the staff, because most of staff are performing well. So the manager is fair and square to everyone. They ask us to do self evaluations first. I feel which is very good, because self evaluations we can ranking ourselves. Then after that, the dean will discuss with us whether the evaluation that we done toward ourselves is correct or not. You understand?
Yes, Prof. Yes. Because my previous
Yes,
company
doctor.
also, we let them have a self-evaluation also.
Yes. So
Defend themselves first.
Parveen, your class, your company have self-evaluation?
Yes, we have self-evaluation. We will ask them to evaluate themselves first. Then once they enter the meeting room, we will ask them to defend why they give these points for this KPI. Because we ourselves, we already have the marks for it. We already have the results for it. So we want to know why they are saying. If it's different, we will ask them to defend why you think it's different. Then we will see whether we can accept their points, or if not, we will let them know why we can't give you this KPI. So this is how we are trained to do in our company.
Okay, then.
Sorry, Prof?
So where you stop? Sorry, I'm replying my deputy dean's answer. Disturbing. That's why
It's okay,
they.
it's okay.
So what you say just now? Sorry,
So
Parveen.
basically in
Can
our
you?
company, it's okay, no problem. So basically for our company, we will ask the employees to give a self-evaluation. Then we will ask them to defend themselves when it comes to the KPI appraisal. Because we already have the results with us. So if it's different, we will ask them, why do you give yourself maybe KPI 4? Why you give yourself 4? Why is it not 3? So they will defend themselves. They need to know why they give themselves 4. If they don't have concrete reasons, we will let them know why cannot be 4. It must
Yes,
be 3.
yes.
Sometimes they
Exactly.
give
That is
themselves
the reason.
3, but
Ah,
yes, but sometimes they give themselves 3, but we think it's 4 or 5. Then we will tell him, no, actually you are capable of
wrong.
going until 5. So don't
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
That's
the
why. That's
purpose
why
of
they ask.
having self-evaluation.
Yes, that's why they ask us to do our self-evaluation to ensure that they can communicate with us. So if you can justify that the KPI percentage that you are giving for yourself, example like 4 or 5, then they give 3, then you can justify. Then they also can justify. If your manager is agree what you are saying about your self-evaluation, then both sides agree. It's like that.
Yes, bro. Yeah.
Okay. So
I
that
think it's
is the,
better
yeah,
that way.
that is the better. So Uniraza is implemented like that, not like previously when I was in a company organization, the manager will decide my appraisal. I mean, they will do the appraisal. They will decide the percentage for me. I don't have anything. It's mean they evaluated their self, sign. After that, they send to the HOD. They send to the HR. So we don't know whether it is low marks or high marks. So this is the previous, when my time when I'm working in the organization, they are implemented like that. So all companies that I work, they are implemented like that. So Uniraza is the first time it's really make me like so shocked to evaluate myself itself. After that, the manager will discuss with me. And I feel this is more comfortable way and a method they are using, and which is very, very proper because the employee itself will be satisfied toward what they are doing. So they can evaluate themselves. So I feel it's a better way. We have this kind of methods in the organization. So other students who are working in the organization, is it same? Got any self-evaluation?
Uh, from the place I'm working right now, Doctor, we
Yes, Iza.
our self-evaluation first, which means we have our own chance to give the marks that we want. And on the next session is we'll be having interview with the immediate, I mean the reporting manager. And at that time is our considered as heart-to-heart talk on justification, on justifying why we deserve to get that marks. Usually the result will only come after we both agree with whatever that we have discussed lah. The manager, the reporting manager usually won't give won't set their mark first, because they wanted to see how we evaluate ourselves first lah. And only after we agree with the marks, then only the result is published. So that's how we evaluate. We go through on our performance appraisal.
Doctor, can I share the procedure SOP in my school?
Yes, sure, sure.
So in my school, recently they changed, they restructure back all the HR.
Mm-hmm.
So they started the self-evaluation start from the term. So we evaluate ourselves from the first term until end of the term, right? So
Uh-huh.
this part, that we ask you to set your own goals, which is what item that management want to evaluate. So we set the goals.
Mm-hmm.
Then by the end of the term, then we track back together with the line manager. Either we achieve that goal or not. This is where the KPI come from. This is what they're doing right now. Thanks.
Okay, good. So in a school, because previously I was in an international school also, and school evaluation also is like their own, you know. I was teacher in a Sunjin High School, okay, Sunjin High School. So that time, I was there for 4 years, you know. I attached in that school for 4 years. So their evaluation is like not calling the employees everything. They are just look into how the employees all work it out. After that, the center coordinator will do the evaluation. So far, the center coordinator is very good. She's supporting all the teachers, all that. So everyone get a good high marks for the evaluation. So she will report it to the principal. So she will pick up all the teachers unless she feel that the teacher is really like giving trouble to her, against her, everything. She will straight away meet the principal and tell. She's like that. So nice. With me, she's very, very nice. So that is the school KPI, the way they are doing the women appraisal. Yes, Ali, you want to say something? Ali? Okay, anyone would like to say something? If no, we can carry on. Okay, so the next part will be the performance management model. So when you are looking here, the performance management model is like this. But if you are Google and find out, there is a different performance management model that you can see. So it's like examples for you how the performance management model look like. So first of all, every organization we have a strategy. As I told you, strategy, human resource management, or strategy, anything, they must look into long-term and short-term goals and value. So mostly the organization will look into long-term. They are focusing toward the long-term. Short-term is less because short-term is something like 3 to 6 months. Long-term is 1 year above. So they always do the strategy, plan A, plan B, plan C. So when look plan A, plan B, and plan C, it will go like a long-term strategy. So which plan that you can't accomplish for this month to this month, I mean period to period, they will like bring forward. I mean they will bring and try to sort it out the strategy. So that's why they are having plan A, plan B, and plan C. If plan A is not work, they are trying to do the plan B. If plan B is not work, they are trying to do plan C. Not work, then they get back to the plan A and they see which is the weaknesses that they can find. From there itself, it will carry forward. Okay. So that's why we call strategy is very important for the long-term purposes. Okay, not for the short term. If you have intentions to open business, okay, if you, I don't know lah, why you all cakap buka mic, I tak faham. Disturbing, Then you have to look into long and short-term goals and value. So from there itself, they will able to indicate the individual skills, abilities, and they will look into the behavior. After that, it goes to objective result. So from here itself, they will come up with the recruitment and selection purposes. So they will select the people who are doing they will look into the people who are going to do the task. So from there itself, they will see how the skills and ability. From there itself, they will be able to look the individual behavior. From there itself, the outcome of the individual behavior is a result for them to see their performance. So that's why the performance management model is look like this. So from there itself, they will look into the situation constraint. So the constraints mean the situations can be bad. I mean, got challenges or barriers for them. So the situation, something like culture, economic conditions. So culture, sometimes you are not able to adapt with other people's culture. So when you are not adapting with other people's culture, you are not able to know each other. Even the diversity, the culture diversity will help you to be in terms of handling the organization's strategy. So that's why situations, it's very, very important for you to perform well. So can you understand now how the models is look and work?
Yes, doctor.
You want to say anything?
Understand.
Understand. Clear. Any comments?
Very clear.
Very clear. Okay. Farhan. Farhan, are you there? Okay, so now look into the purposes of performance management. So we have three purposes of performance management. One is administrative, strategy and development. Okay, now I'm leave it to you all. You let me know how it's relate toward the performance management, administrative. Any of you like to say, would like to share how it's relate toward the performance management, administrative? Yes, Amy?
Hi, doctor.
Yes, you wanted to say anything?
Yeah, for us in the government sector, we have a standard administrative style for purpose performance management, which
Mm-hmm.
we propose at the end of the year for
Mm-hmm.
us to monitor for the rest of the year. So we have mid-year evaluation, and then
Mm-hmm.
around August we can change whether we can add or delete, and then
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the year we give evaluation. That's how government sector do our yearly performance management.
Tell me, that one is part of it, but the main things about administrative, it's more to documentation.
Yes, we have that also
Don't
in the
forget, don't
system.
forget to say about the documentation, because when you talk about administrative, they are more to the documentations, paperwork.
Yeah, we have that
Okay,
also.
thank
Thank you,
you.
doctor.
Any other students would like to say? Hey, come on, your participation will help you your final assessment. Anything happen in your final assessment, nak dapat 1A, lagi sikit je, then your participation will help you. Saya takkan bagi markah senang-senang macam tu ya.
Hi, doctor.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to explain on the administrative in my company.
What
So
is your
my
name?
I'm Vila here, Vila Sini.
Why you are putting user there? You know, when I'm taking attendance, how difficult I feel.
But I'm logging using the Unirazak website, email.
You need as a website.
Email.
Then why it's become user? Other people can put their name.
Doctor, actually, you can click on the button, 3 button up there and rename your name. Can you do that?
Me.
Yeah.
You asked me to do.
No,
Oh, the rename.
the
Okay. Okay.
student.
What is your name?
Villa, Villa.
VILLA.
LLA. Yeah.
That's all. Give me your full name.
Full name is Villa Sini, VILLASINI.
SINI.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
That's
thanks,
Yeah,
doctor.
actually, it's very easy. If you see on the
See.
screen, right, the three
Yeah.
buttons there, you click and you rename it.
See how good. If your name is there, easy for me to
Yeah,
identify
thanks,
your
doctor.
attendance. Like last week also user. I also
Yeah,
don't know
I
who is
didn't
the
notice that.
user. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks, doctor.
Leslie. Yeah.
Okay, I explain on the administrative in my company practice. So
Okay.
here, they providing the monthly variable bonus. So one of the criteria of the evaluation is administration. So the admin staff need to do the filing to achieve the variable bonus. The percentage of the variable for the administration is 30%. Say they must do the filing for the sales invoice and also the customer invoice in order to get the variable bonus.
Okay, that is part of the administrative. Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Okay, now we are looking into the strategy. What strategy they are talking about the performance management? Any of you? Come on, any of you would like to say about strategy for performance management?
Dr. Harun here.
Yes, as
As Harun, Zharun.
uh-huh.
So,
Yes,
uh,
Muhammad.
okay, so for strategic, one example that I can share.
Mm-hmm.
So I work in the procurement field, whereby
Mm-hmm.
one of the objective is to gain cost savings for the organization.
Mm-hmm.
So for a particular year, the the goal given perhaps like 100K USD savings to be delivered.
Mm-hmm.
So for whatever tactical or ways that we need to take. We need to achieve that specific number by end of the year.
Yeah. So that is the strategy, you know. So if you are looking into the marketing department, so marketing department, they have a sales target. So what is the strategy for them to use the methods for them to achieve the sales target? So that strategy, they will see from that strategy itself whether you are achieving the target or not. So from there itself, they can identify your performance. Okay, so that is the meaning of strategy. Now look into the developmental. What is developmental for the performance management?
Hey, Dr. Zulazman.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. In my current company,
Mm-hmm.
for the developmental, this part of the performance management appraisal, we call it as IDP, Individual Development Plan. So we need to plan our development plan for us, our goals, which is everyone.
What kind? Can I know what kind of development plan?
It's more towards training.
This word I wanted to listen. This word training. Tak payah you pusing, tak payah pergi Australia, balik Malaysia, tak payah. Just straight to focus. Developmental, it's more to training. Okay, then.
Okay, then we have to know our gap. So our target, what is the gap? So we need to explain in details in the IDP. So what type of training you would like to attend next year for you to close the gap, basically. So encourage our staff to do so every.
So, you know, the meaning of developmental here is more to training and development. So why they are giving training and development for employee? Because they want to look before you are joining to the company and after you joining the company, what are the improvements that you make to the organization? So when that part itself, there is a gap, you know, there is a bridge that you have to fulfill. So from there itself, they can identify whether you are catching up toward the performance and KPI that they set for you. So that's the reason they have this training and development for the employee, just for the reasons to identify your performance in the organization. So can you understand the purposes of performance management, all these three components?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, doctor.
Can I know for last week's video, do you watch and you can understand the video? My students one? Nobody is watching. Nobody is listening the recording. Semua quiet je. Tak dengar?
Yes, I did review it.
Who's that? Kausalya.
Kausalya,
So how do you feel?
Because doctor, they were actually presenting on the companies, right, on how they review it based on the certain category. I think it was very
Clear.
it wasn't elaborative. It was very concise. It was very short. The way that they put it in their presentation. That's what I.
Oh, you see their presentation. You see their presentation, how they are presenting. I mean, you know, the lesson that we are carry on exactly like, you know, when I'm explaining, they will give the feedbacks, examples, all that. The presentation, that's why short and make it clear. I'm always say short and make it clear. So they do like that. Can I know who is iPhone student? Their name is iPhone. Then I can rename it.
Hello, it's me. I think it's mine. Lisa.
Lisa. Okay.
Sorry.
I will rename it. Lisa Balan.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's nice. Next, who is the person? using okay, just few of them. Okay, clear. So next time, please, or let me know, I will rename it. Sini, iPad. Who is iPad? Who is iPad? Isa ada yang iPad Isa. You all ada nama baik pun nak letak iPad.
It's mine. I'll join again using a Unitaza email. Sorry. It's mine.
And then you can
Okay.
always change your name there.
Wait. I'm doing it.
3 dotted button there. Just click and rename.
Okay, Aiza, give a very constructive comment.
On it.
Okay, so now look into the performance measures criteria. We have 5 performance measure criteria that we have to fulfill. Okay, so all these strategy, specificity, acceptability, reliability, validity. Okay, as I told you, strategy, they will base on the organization strategy goal. So from there itself, they can try to segregate it into certain criteria which is fulfill the employees. Okay, not everyone, certain criteria depends to the department. Not all the departments have the same criteria for them to achieve the KPI. So they will rename it toward the strategy. That's why strategy human resource management is very huge. Not human resource management looking into an overall organization function. So when they are looking overall the organization's functions, so they have to look department, unit, and faculty. So each of them have a different their criteria to be fulfilled. That is the meaning of strategy congruence. Okay, specificity. Specificity means specifically which department you are and what is your task, what is your responsibility, what is your roles that they are giving to you. So from there itself, they will go specific. Is it you fulfill whatever that they indicated toward your department, your role, your responsibility? That is specificity. Okay, acceptability. Acceptability, they will see how acceptable your responsibility, your task, everything toward your criteria. So it is acceptable, then fine, you achieve your goals. Reliability, kesahan. Okay, they will look into how reliable. Okay, reliability and validity, they will look into the score. Okay, they will look into the score that you are got it. So basically, if you are doing a research for the reliability 0.7 onwards, 0.7 above, it's a very good reliable for your measurement items. Okay, so reliability and validity, always they are looking into our measurement items. It's mean your KPI measurements component item that they indicated. Can you understand what I say? Huh? Can you understand or not?
Yes, understand.
Understand, huh? What is the why where I mean how they are using reliability and validity. Okay, reliability and validity, you're only looking into your measurement item. So what are the measurement that they are giving to you? Personality, example, personality, knowledge, ability, skills. So they will break it out into the questions for the ability. That one, they will look into the reliability and how validity is your measurement item. Okay, so that's it. Now look into the comparative approaches. We have a comparative approaches like a ranking, force distributions, and pair comparison. So what is ranking? You know, right? Everyone know this. Ranking is something like people will rank you whether you are in a underperformance or a top performer, from highest to lowest performance. That is ranking. Okay, understand? Any question?
Doctor, this is Hadi here.
Yes, Adi.
This is people relate to always with the bell curve.
Bell curve also.
Is it meant by
What?
simple ranking, right?
Yes.
All right, thanks.
So it depends to the organization. The ranking can be any methods that they are using. So not all organization have the same method. Not they are using a simple method as what I'm telling now. There is a different method that they will do ranking toward the employees. Okay, like bell curve. There's a many bar, everything. Okay, so it depends to the organization how they are doing a comparison toward the employees performance, liquid skills. Okay, it depends. So the next one is forced distribution. What is forced distribution? Any of you having a forced distribution in the organization? If you have, can you share how forced it is? Huh?
Hi, Doctor.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to share. In Petronas, they use distribution, meaning that only some percentage of the employee can achieve the highest rating, and there must be some percentage of employee to be rated as lowest performer.
Again.
Okay, they are using for Petronas, they are using the bell curve, and then they have the top management already said that there must be some percentage of employee to be rated as highest ranking, and there must be some percentage of employee to be rated as lowest performer.
Is it they're doing in a group?
Yes.
Oh, because I didn't get the picture how the first distribution is look like.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any examples for Petronas?
Okay, example in OPU, I wouldn't name the OPU. So they put the ranking for all employee. For example, for the group of engineers, so they rated the engineer one by one. So okay, even though among the engineer, they have been doing the group a project. For example, they have been doing a project in a group, but they also apply the force ranking. Only some of the group member will be rated as highest performer.
Okay, I got it. So everyone got it? What he say, Shukri? What Shukri say?
Doctor, I think this is a common practice in any MNC, Doctor.
Even your company also like that?
No, I'm not working in MNC. Previous company, yes.
The way they are doing the forced distribution. So what is the outcome? Is it you are satisfied with the outcome?
This practice has created issue actually.
What issue is that?
Okay, for example, for the non-executive, they are unionized under the Kepenas, so they will bring the complaint to the union. And then it's a
Okay, they complain. They complain for what? What's the reason?
For the force ranking.
Because they're not satisfied.
They are not satisfied.
In terms of what? What error that they found out from the force distribution?
Okay, unlike other company where there is opportunity for each staff to present their performance individually, for Petronas, because the huge number of employee, the manager is responsible to present to justify the performance rating for all employee in the department. If the manager cannot defend well on the rating, so even though the staff is performing well, and then masak lah.
Oh, that is the error. Okay, later we will see what kind of performance error that always the management will do toward the employee. Later I will show you. There is a many words for the errors, So maybe you can let me know later what kind of errors that from false distributions that you found. Okay.
Okay.
So other students would like to say anything about the false distribution?
Doctor, may
Ravinder?
I add?
Yes, can.
Okay, I'm Laila too.
Yes.
This false distribution is like we're given a certain percentage. For example, the ranking is A, B, and C. So the employee will be given a certain percentage. For example, for A, maybe 10% of employees. For B, maybe 20%, and for C, maybe 30%, something
Is
like
it
that.
in a group they will do this?
Yes, in a group.
So I feel like it is unfair, because group A got 10%, group B got 20%, group C got 30%. So how?
Yeah. So the leader has to make the decision lah, which employees he or she want to put in that group. Like that.
I understood. It's mean the group A is 10%. It's a poor ranking lah. Then 20% is like a moderate. Then 30% is can say like good. So they will see which employee from department itself. Okay, two three employees in the department. For example, marketing department. They feel that the manager feel that the three should be put it under group C. You mean like that?
Yes, doctor. Yes, like that.
So this is the first distribution done by Noor Laila Tools company, but very easy samples. Okay, very easy samples. So for me, I feel like not all employee will agree for themselves. Even though they are not performing, they will say they are performing. That is human beings, right? You will not say that you are not performing, so you have your own justification. So these false distributions really make employee feel not satisfied, really got problems for false distribution. Some of them, they are not satisfied with what management decide for them. Yeah, even we feel like we are performing. But for me, are very simple to clear up the employees' mindset. Very simple. Okay, you say you are performing. What is the outcome for the organization? Straight away, I will question like that. Previously, I was the management level. This kind of the problems are really rise up, among employees. My first questions when they come and they are not arguing. I'm be very soft heart, and I will say, okay, relax and let me know what is your problem. So when they are explaining to me, I say only one thing. I can see that you are performing, but your performance can give any outcomes to the organizations or not. Now you let me know what is your answer. If you say yes, the organization got outcomes, then let me know what outcomes that the organizations you that from your performance itself. Then if yes, the employee say yes, with the justification. If no, the employee say no. When I heard no from the employee itself, I'm asking, so you are saying that you are performing, so what is the outcome for the organization? You say nothing, so that is not mean performance. So you will be ranked under group A, which is 10%. Easy, right? Lailatul give them, because employee always give always they are not satisfied and always argue with the manager. So you ask only one questions. If there is arguments there, you ask one questions. I know that you are performing, but what is the outcomes from your performance toward the organization? Ada apa benefit tak organization? Macam tu.
Doktor.
Senang saja nak tutup mulut employee. Senang saja.
Doctor,
Ah.
do you find it fair if, let's say, you have a company, right? You're a profit making company. Of course, you're the admin punya staff, right? Who doing the admin kerja very tough lah, you know. So, okay. Let's say just now ada group ABC kan. So normally group A will be macam in my situation.
Manager lah.
Yeah,
Manager.
I'm doing the collection.
Ah.
So marketing and sales are doing the disbursement. Okay, disbursement of products lah. Basically, those who are in sales normally will be getting higher rates lah.
Yeah, because sales are quite difficult, so they will get.
Yeah, so saying that the collection part akan dapat always the second rating one after the sales punya guys.
Okay.
So I did argue, but the boss said still sales is the goal of the company, you know.
The heart. For me, they are the heart of the company.
Even do you do collection like
Collection,
crazy,
yes, exactly.
you will never, I mean, it's very hard for you to score high rates.
For example, I was in the collection department in a college previously, bursary department. I'm doing the collections for the PTPTN money, from the parents itself. I'm just dealing with the finance department, not dealing with the sales department. So when it comes for my part, I'm the one is performing top performance in terms of collection, not with the sales one. So the finance agree with my job. So it depends, which department that you are competed with them, then you have to see. But if you are competed with the sales department, yes, collection is nothing, because sales is the most important department for them. They are the heart for the organization who bring up the profit to the company. You
Doctor.
just collect the profit from them.
Doctor, just now you also mentioned we want to ask the employee what is the impact they give to the
organization, outcome to the organizations by performing.
For example, right, in the school, they have people like in my team, we can see the impact because we're doing directly dealing with the parents, dealing with the students,
parents,
right?
okay.
But for example, if for the support staff, which is they are working so hard to support, but the impact is not directly shown in the in the KPI. So how can we tackle this?
Can I know support? You mean the assistant teacher?
Oh, something like that. So we have academic support staff, assistant teacher. They are not like executive level, but they're below than that. But they are actually doing very good job to make our life easier. You know what I mean? So
in terms of what, can you let me know in terms of what they are doing? Then we can find solutions whether we can give something for them.
For example, the academic support staff, they are actually administration for all the teachers to produce the letter as like a, like assistant, like a PA, to arrange for the meeting, to order the food. So this kind of like employee.
This is not important for the organization.
Right. So how can they actually, when
they
you ask
will be, for me, they will be always ranked as a lesser performer, because ordering food and doing the task of the teachers, preparing the task, the task means a photocopy for the teachers, all that, it's their duty. But the organization will look into how the outcomes mean is something like teacher is the main in the school. So teacher is the main in the school. So teacher need to look into the children, the teenagers and the children's educations. So they are the one is giving everything, not the supporting teacher. So The supporting teacher is only helping the teacher, which is like a their task and small, which is nothing give any outcome for the organizations. Even the supporting teacher is not there in the school, still the teacher can do that job. Nowadays, all the teachers have to do photocopy, have to do their, everything, whatever the supporting teacher do. This is the rules is comes now. Most of the schools and colleges, all that implemented. So, what I'm saying, this supporting teacher is never give any outcome, only can be rewarded them as a good supporter teacher. So give some, can be monetary, can be non-monetary. That's why they have an increment, all that. Do you think the supporting teacher don't have any increment, no bonuses?
In my school, no, they don't have the increment.
They don't have increment bonus?
I think everybody got bonus.
So it is part of reward that they are giving to your supporting teacher. If you really want to see the outcome from the supporting teacher, I think the supporting teacher will be like a teacher, because the teacher is the one brought it the kids to be the future, I mean the generations. So the teacher should be one of the main character role, playing role to let the organization get the outcome. At the same time, they also dealing with the parents. The teacher is the one dealing with the parents, not the supporting people dealing with the parents. The parents are straight away will go to the teacher if anything happen. They will not look into the admin stuff. So who is playing a role? Nuratika, who is playing a role here?
Yeah, so to let you know, so in the international school we have two parts. One is teaching staff, and another one is professional service staff. So the teaching assistant or the academic support is under the what we call it, the professional service staff, but in the lower ranking.
Thanks. So you know the answer, right? Who is giving the outcome for the organization?
Yes, thank God.
So yeah, only that part I can let you know. They only look who is giving outcome for the organization. Then only they will be rewarded highly. Okay, so the next point will be pair comparison. So pair comparison, any of organization have a pair comparison?
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Praveen here.
Yes, Praveen.
Okay, this paired comparison happened not to me, but to my subordinates in my previous company.
Okay.
It's a
Why not
local
you?
company lah.
Why not you, Praveen?
Because I was the person who's supposed to do the KPI appraisal for the
So you are the
subordinates.
manager of the company lah.
Yes, I was the manager and my senior manager. Both of us were doing the appraisal.
Why you never proud of yourself that you are manager?
I mean,
Praveen, you
I
should
will.
be proud of yourself. If you are not doing a wrong things, then you should proud of yourself.
We're so proud of
but
you.
doctor,
yeah.
But doctor, just want to know, do you think this pair comparison is good? Because last time I had a very big argument with my senior manager. I told him we shouldn't be doing pair comparison because I'm from construction industry. I believe in construction industry, pair comparison it's not possible because everyone is taking care of different type of projects.
Yes,
So
I'm agree with you.
yeah. So last time I had an argument with him to say like, because sometimes he will say when employee A comes in, then when he goes out and employee B comes in, he will compare employee B with employee A. I will tell him both of them have two different size of projects. So we can't compare. Bigger projects have bigger problems. So we have to have individual KPIs and we have to only evaluate him, not compare with other individuals.
Yes,
right?
that
So
is.
I believe pair comparison.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I believe fair comparison is not valid for construction industry.
Not only construction industry, all industry for me. Because you see,
all
if you are
industry,
taking the fair comparison for the customer service department,
Mm.
you can't compare
Yeah, right.
customer service staff because they have their own skills, knowledge, the way
Yes.
they are communicating to get client. So for me, fair
True.
comparison is not good. It's not good
Correct.
because everyone have their own talent. Everyone have their own talent, skill, knowledge, the way they are pursuing their job. So we can't even
Solving.
compare
Yes,
who
all the
they
way.
are. That's why, like what I'm saying, everyone have their own opinion to say what they want, what they wish to do, all that. So how can you compare with each other unless you can advise them? That's it. If your advice
Yes,
is not
correct. So
taken, you just keep quiet, Parveen. Only that part because your senior manager is not taking your advice. Okay, so you just keep quiet and let him to do. If you fight with him because he is your senior, you
so he will be doing
yes,
my
he
appraisal.
has
So
a rights to make a decision, but you know that the decision is wrong. But only one thing, if you want to against him and you want to see your management, then you can talk about this to your management, but depends how the management is taking you. Sometimes the management don't like the downliner come and see them because they feel like
yes.
no problem, you have to settle with your senior manager, not come to me. Why should I recruit you if you every time come to me? That kind of situations will happen.
Yep, very true. Yes.
Okay, but I can say pair comparison is not good to be implemented. You can't even compare anyone. Everyone have their own uniqueness. Okay, speciality of the persons. Human beings, takkan I can say like human beings ada muka semua sama tak? Tak ada kan? Muka semua sama tak? Tak ada. So that is my concern. I will concern about that lah. So if everyone in populasi di Malaysia semua muka sama je macam Iza je semua muka, tak kira bangsa, tak kira agama, then we don't need to we can do the pair comparison. Should be no problem.
Yes.
Okay.
But my current company, they are not doing pair comparison.
Air lagi. Okay. So that is my point. So I'm agree with you also. Pair comparison should not be implemented in any organization unless forced distribution and ranking should be all right. It's not a big problem, but all the time I can say employee will have a problem by having all these comparative approaches because they are not satisfied. For them, they are right. Human beings, we are human beings. Always say we are right. Whatever that we say, we are right. Want to take it or not to take it, it's up to each individual. You see, if you're not comfortable, then you have to leave from the person or you have to leave from the situation or from the company. Only that is the solutions for you, not to fight, not to argue. That's it. Clear?
Clear. True, true.
True.
I think
Yes, yes.
every
I left the company.
every company having this one.
Your company also have problem, this kind of things? Just
happen because when it happen, no, after you you do the KPI, PMS, then you come up PMR, performance monitor review, measurement review. So this one will happen when the PMR happen is what you call when you want to go upgrade, promotion. Okay, so what we'll do with all the managers and with the senior team. Okay, based on the grade, what I call grade, we sit down together. Okay, this is my engineer, this is my senior engineer, this is my assistant manager. Okay, so you want to upgrade them because they also work and contribute to the company, but end up pair comparison. You see this guy example, okay, one engineer A and engineer B. You see engineer A, okay, he've done what we call additional tasks, multitasking, such as what? For implementation of what we call some agile technologies coming in the matter. So he take lead and complete. But his side of work construction, like what Praveen said, he's not doing good. It's not doing good, but they will blame, okay, they will blame, oh, the subcontractor is not doing good. But I tell this guy have completed, even a contractor, subcontractor got problem, but he managed to complete on time. There's no cost, additional cost, but you can give. No, 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 cannot. See, why you want to give? Like sudden, after a sudden, the senior manager or GM will pop up. Hey, why so supporting your stuff? I said, yes, this is my engineer that I see him. He completed. So what is the issue to give him? Because already more than 2 years. So when they
What is the
completed
solution at the end?
at the end, solution, like what you say just now, the final conclusion, just follow the senior manager, just keep quiet, or the another engineer or what you call to can find another job. That's it.
Okay, see, wonderful.
Agree with you, Kanisha, and agree.
These are
There's
the
no other
solutions.
opinion because end of the day we all
Yes,
work for what you call for
totally
one
agree.
rice ball only. So you're going to argue with the top management, what you're going to get?
No,
End up, your name's
you
going to
will
backfire.
not get anything. Honest speaking, top management simple only. If you agree to be in this company, you follow the rules. If you not
Exactly.
agree, you can look your own job and leave it like that.
Because always they always pair the what you call the card already. Okay, normally we call card lah. The card, okay, this time this card going to go only for 2 fellas, only for my team. That's it. So other people, how you judge them do the work also, it won't happen lah. Somehow they will have other reasons.
But the only one solution if the lower ranking staff to make a complaint, which is the official complaint where they bring out in the meeting. That's the solution. Sometimes, I mean, like, I'm not biased. Sometimes when the manager, the senior manager, they're doing the different way and they discriminate, they have a favorite, right? So the other staff, the lower ranking staff, it feel uncomfortable, feel neglected. So I think the easiest way to find a solution for this, make the official letter, complain about it, bring in a meeting and talk about it. Thanks.
Do you think lower people can sort it out this problem? I think Kanishan itself cannot sort it out as a
No,
meeting
cannot
manager.
because I've tried, and every year I'm doing for him because I only tell my staff one thing: don't give up, prove yourself, try to do multitasking. But one thing isn't, it's not about what you're going to gain end of the day, additional increment or promotion. But I think the knowledge when you do multitasking, you're going to carry. If you not feel good with this company, when you want to go to other company, this knowledge will bring there. That's it. Because not easy to do multitasking and multi-site works together at one
Yes,
time.
yes. But nowadays they're practicing all the multitask job work.
Exactly. After COVID, after the most retrenchment happened, so no other choice. We try to do what they call all multitasking. Now it's what they call is norm to all the company. Even goes to me also. Used to take care of 2 or 3 sites. Now I'm handling 6 sites. No choice.
So anyway, keep it up, Ganesan. So try to help your staff as much as you can, because I know the top management will not listen. They will listen. Depends to them. Those who are very fair to the employee is different. So they will see your performance at the same times. After that, they like I can say like construction side, the Chinese people all are very like they are stick with what they say, follow the rules like that. They never think how good the person's doing the job and we should reward them. I didn't see all this. So I also don't know what they have to change themselves. Management have to change themselves. We can't do anything. We are just a worker. They say worker can say anything. Worker will voice up anything, but we are management, we have to think many sides. Okay, these are the words come from the management's mouth. As an organization.
Yes, correct.
So, all the best to you.
Hey, thanks, no worries. We have to live with it and try. Just take the challenges and see what we
Yes,
can gain from there. That's
proceed.
it.
True. Just do it, what you can do. After that, depends whether they want to see or don't want to see. God
Exactly.
always see you. God will reward you at the end. Don't
True.
worry about that.
Sure. It could happen
It's
all
all
over.
happening to my life. I'm doing as much as I can for the organization, but there's no reward in the previous companies, all that. Okay, so God see all this. After that, I was attached in Uniraza. You see, when I'm attached Uniraza, I'm just do my job accordingly and I perform. At the end, they have a award and reward for me. And still they feel like I'm the top performers. So God already identify you. So the time, everything is the time. When come times to you, good and bad will remain to you. Okay, so whether you want to take it or not take it, it's up to you. So when comes for the bad, you have to approach this. Everything is like that. Okay.
True, true.
So wait and see.
Yep.
So next, we will look into the attribute approach. We have graphic rating skills and mixed standard skills. So graphic rating skills, they will look into the Likert, we call Likert skill. That is 5-point rating skill. So they will provide the statement. Okay, they will provide the statement. Sometimes they questioning you, yes or no, also got or strongly agree, disagree, that kind of graphical rating skills. Okay, so mixed standard skills, they will do the mixing in terms of good, average, poor performance, that kind of dimensions. So they will try to mix it up and see whether it is relevant toward your performance dimensions. So that kind of approaches, mostly all these are approaches that we can use for our organization performance appraisal. So behavioral approaches is basically to identify whether your behavior is fit for the organization or not. So all these are the rating for the behavior only. Okay, so if you are looking into the employees behavior, you can use all these skills to identify. You can google and find out how the behavioral orchard writing skills, bars skills. Okay, so after that you can see how the questions look like. So that is behavioral approaches. So now look into the result approaches. So when comes for the result approaches, after they are doing the performance appraisal, everything, the feedback for you will be, they will look into the management by objective. Okay, management by objectives is one of the policy that implemented in the organization. It's mean the managements have to fulfill whatever the strategy goals that they are highlighted for the organizations to achieve the organization's goal. So that we call as a management by objective. So this management by objective can be changed according to your business vision and mission. So sometimes the company is looking into the greening, green, more to green concept. Okay, more to green concept. So what they will do, they will say green management by objective. They can rename it according to their organization vision and mission. So that is the meaning of management by objective. It's mean managements have their objective for the organizations, okay, to be achieved. So the next point will be productivity measurement and evaluation system. So productivity measurement and evaluation system, basically they will look into employees levels of productions. Okay, so from here itself they can motivate the employee. So productivity measurement can be evaluated by having a training and development. So training and development is one of the measurement which is very, very suitable for the employee to be motivated to produce a good productivity job in the organization. Okay, understand so far? Any question? Do you have any question?
No.
No. Okay, for quality approach, quality approach, all the organization they have ISO. You know what is ISO? International Standard Operating. So ISO got lot, not only one, lot international standard operating that implemented even for the environmental, food and beverage industry, basic organizations, management quality. So they want to measure the quality in terms of training, in terms of their productions. If you are handling with the production side, they want to see how your productions work. So they have an internal and external evaluator to be evaluate your quality performance of your organization. So from there itself, you can find out both internal and external clients, customers, everything will be set up to be measured. That is the quality approaches. So statistically process that they can use to evaluate, or all these are statistical process. Okay, nothing much to explain. This is just once you get the measurement, everything, you can plot it into the Excel and try to get the analysis. Okay, that is statistical process. Okay, so the performance information sources that you can receive maybe from the manager, your peers itself, subordinates, your self-evaluation. This one is self, means is self-evaluation from the customer. Okay, so all these are sources that you can improve your performance to obtain your performance informations. Okay, so far understand? Any question? No. Okay, now we look into performance measurement rate error. Okay, just now we are talking about who are Shukriya, nama dia. Shukri, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Shukri. Now you look at the performance measurement rate error now. Okay, after that you let me know how your Petronas is looking in. I mean, the employee is looking into the error. First of all, similar to me. Similar to me means they will do performance measurement based on your leader. It means they identify you as a leader. They judge you as a leader. So they will look into a talent, style, ability, perspective, background, and opinion as an important characteristic, which is you are not fall under that category. You are not a leader, but they pretend yourself as a leader to do the evaluation measurement exactly like a leader. That is the meaning of similar to me. So it is important error that have to avoid by the manager. Do not judge the employee like a leader. They have their own responsibility to be carried on. So you have to make sure that task, that responsibility must be equivalent to what is your ranking, not exactly like a leader. So that is the name called similar to me. Now you understand what is similar to me?
Yes.
Other student, can you understand what is similar to me?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Any
Yes,
question?
doctor.
Yes.
No question, huh?
No question.
Okay, next, contrast. What is contrast? You let me know. What is contrast? Contrast, like, you see, Parvin is explaining how the manager is, doing the evaluation. So,
Pretty much the same like pet comparison, right?
yes.
Yes. This is
So,
happening in my company also.
the contrast, can you explain how the contrast is?
Okay, I just sharing out, doctor. Okay, what happened is previously we have two employee who, to be honest, to say that they already spoiled the culture. How they spoiled the culture is they already show the management that they can work 24 hours. That means now, even though they have a family time, or even their family in hospital also, they keep on reporting that my family at hospital, but I still doing for you the project. I still do all the things by right. And also even at night also, they started to do the meeting. Even in early morning also, they run the meeting. So once they already resign, now company measuring everyone, saying that you look, previously both of them can work like this, how come you cannot work like this? So we want everyone to be like them. Even Saturday, Sunday also can run. Even early morning also, you need to be in meeting. So then only we can finish the project. But the thing is, even though we never do like how they are done, we still like as usual, we complete the project on the time, and we also bring the result. But since they already spoiled the culture, the management also like feel like if employees should be like that. So every time they are doing the KPI, everything, they will mention the both of them, their name, and also marking the KPI for everyone else. This is what happening, Pro.
Okay, okay. So any other people who are having this contrast error?
Yes, Prof. Same,
I mean,
same like
same lah, like what you say, right? Okay,
Nasri explained. Yeah, Praveen,
yeah.
in my current
Hi, Praveen.
in my current company. So what we did is we lodged a complaint to the HR department.
After that, what happened?
The HR department sent a warning letter to my to our superior.
Then you are happy.
So after that, he's not asking us. I mean, someone has to take some actions, right? So yeah.
Okay, so that is the contrast error that happened.
Doctor, can I
Yes,
share?
yes, can.
Praveen said that he reported to HR.
Mm.
I have experienced this happening in HR itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've personally gone through this actually. Okay, what happened is before, this is actually my very first company when I joined as HR. Okay, when I came in, I was like compared with the previous colleague. Okay, so called that. Okay, I was like catching up fast, and then the existing colleague wasn't doing that and things like that. So it was like an ongoing issue. The worst thing is after and then the existing colleague that I mentioned, she left because she couldn't stand those kind of. I think it's not fair like what you said just now when we talk about pet comparison earlier. So it is something that should not be practiced in any organization, to be very honest. So she eventually left the company, and what happened is after she left, there's another person came in replacing her, and I was the victim this that time actually. So
So
I
you
was like,
become a victim.
often compared with her.
So
So actually,
what happened to you at the end?
I tried my best to put up with this because it was like literally my first job as a HR person. So I really try my best to put up. And what I learned from that is it's basically a life lesson for me. I learned that this is not a HR person should be actually, and moreover it was a superior. She's the HR manager that time. So I take it as a life lesson, and I just have to make sure that I don't do this to my subordinates in future or things like that.
Good.
So I think it links to a lot of things actually without realizing when the superiors are doing this, a lot of managers eventually it costs to retentions and things like that, and then they will come back to HR. It's like it snowballs. So
Yeah.
I believe there's a lot of leaders here, a lot of managers here. So it's a very good session, I would say, because this is actually
Yeah,
happening in a lot of
the manager,
organizations.
especially this lesson is for the manager. Those who I know that most of you all are managers level. Please don't do this to your subordinate because it is really not fair for them. Try to pick up them as much as you all can. Okay.
It still
So,
depend the company driver.
what?
It still depend organization leader.
Organization leader. That's
That's,
why I know
that's how
most
they
of
drive.
you
That's how
are
they
leaders
drive.
here. I know most of you are leaders here. Try to learn what I say. Don't do this. You have to come up with why you are learning a strategy human resource management. As I told you from the beginning itself, you should be fair and square to your employees and subordinates, follower, everyone. That is we call human resource. Human resource is people who are looking into the welfare of the organization. At the same time, they are looking the employees as well. Not like what Saurna said just now. It's like she become a victim. You see? So I think this subject is really like giving you meaningful according to your job skills. Whatever that you are holding now. Okay, so now you know already how the performance measurement rate error is coming from, and how it will be, to be sorted out. It's the way you are giving solutions to them. Okay, so Sukri case just now, you are more to distributional errors. Your case and one more is a distributional Nor Laila Tola, something like that. Okay, distributional error. So both of you, your performance measurement rate error because of distributional error.
Okay.
That is the errors that you can say. Always are distributing rating different from the actual job performance in a group, especially in a group. Okay, so hello and horns is something like hello and horns. What is hello and horns? Don't say hello and after that on, like you're on your cars. No. What is hello and horns? Error. Huh?
Doctor, I think it's like angel and devil kind of interpretation. Like
What?
angel and devil's kind of interpretation.
Yes, hello and horns is like angel and devils, So example that I'm giving here is attractive people are thought to be more intelligent and overweight people are thought to be lazy. So, why I'm trying to say these attractive people are thought to be more intelligent and overweight people are thought to be lazy? Because sometimes, manager perceptions toward the employee, those who are overweight, they are very lazy. Because when walk time also very slow, like a elephant, very slow movement. So when comes for the slow movement, the manager look at the way he or she walk, he will remain it. Dah, gajah sudah jalan dah. So their perspective toward the person, it's like useless. They are not working. That kind of error rating, So straight away they will evaluate this kind of person lower ranking. So the attractive people look nice, personality they are good, the way they speak. So their perspective is for the manager very intelligent. She very beautiful but very intelligent. Like that. You understand what I say? Angel
Yes.
for them. Okay, attractive people are angel for the manager. Overweight people are devil for them. Can you understand now? These things is always happen in the organization, right? Huh?
Yes,
Favoritism.
doctor. I think we learn in the OB. The
Uh, you learn in OB.
yes, it's about this what we call it, the stereotype.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay. So that is the one. And the last one is appraisal politic. Of course. What do you think about appraisal politic? Most of you really facing this. I know that.
This is the most top.
Yes, top. I can say really top in the organization, appraisal politic. You are performing well. I know that you are performing well. When it comes for the politic, the manager is trying to do something in your appraisal. So it's not fair. It's a politic, To terminate you easily, they are doing a politic scene. Okay, that is the meaning of appraisal politic. Don't care who doing the appraisal politic, do lah like that, Thing like that. So how to reducing rate error and politics? First of all, rate error training, rate accuracy training should be carry on toward all the measurement item. So when they go for the error training, all that they know what they supposed to put it in the measurement item and look for the employee. So these are the way they are doing this. then calibrations meeting. Okay, so all these calibrations meeting will help them to discuss, as what I'm saying just now. Uni Raza, let us do the self evaluations. Just now you see my PPT day. Okay, keep on asking me, and she wanted me to do the evaluations based on my own self evaluation. I say whatever that you are assigned above with some other people, the same responsibility is what I'm taking over now, so you can be evaluated based on that. So I'm giving a green signal to her to do that, and since she say okay, never mind, I will compile for you. So like that. So our self evaluation will be discussed with uh, Dean and Deputy Dean. So they will let us know if they agree with my performance 5, they will really agree. Yes, Dr. Hema is truly performed. We should give 5. Like that. If not performing, then you have to justify what is the reason you are not performing. Okay. So improve performance feedback. So how to improve your performance feedback? You have get a feedback from your manager, not once a year, should be like twice in a year. Okay, if can, always go and see your manager and ask, do I have any error, do I have to do something which is uncomfortable, you feel something, try to get a feedback from them, from your manager, like have a cup of coffee with them, and get feedback from them. So by getting all this feedback, you are in the right context for discussion, so you can create a super good communications with your manager and yourself. So it will be like a high quality of leader member exchange relationship. Okay, so all these are feedback. How do you improve your feedback? You can read your own self. Okay, so the 5 factors to consider when analyzing the poor performance. So these are the 5 factors that should be considered for analyzing the poor performance. One is input, performance standard or goals, consequences, feedback, and employee characteristics. So these 5 factors will let you to show whether which side, which 5 factors that you are performing poorly. Okay, understand? So the next point will be managing performance, marginal performance. Okay, we have a solid performance. Okay, you know what is solid performance, right? Really solid. It means your ability, your can say like you are super motivated people. Nobody I can say like nobody can beat you like that. So you are really in a proper right track, and you are very solid in doing your job. Okay, misdirected effort. Misdirected means sometimes some of you are lack of ability but very motivated, you feel you wanted to do that things, you have more to focus. You always say, okay, why not giving me training? If you are giving me training, then it will be good for me to change my mistake, all that. So that kind of misdirected effort that you always have, some of you have. So which categorize you are? You think about it. Are you solid performer? Are you misdirected for effort, underutilizer, or deadwood? Deadwood is something like people who are like dia punya badan saja ada kat situ, tapi dia mati. Siapa? I pun dah tak boleh tahan that pun. Memang badan dia ada kat situ. Okay, langsung tak berguna. Okay, langsung tak berguna. Mati. Semua mati. Orang pergi panggil dia pun dia tak tahu dia buat apa. So any of you experience that hood persons in your organization? Still HR boleh simpan orang macam dia. What do you all feel?
Sebab dia orang bos.
Dia ada supporter. So tak boleh buat anything. Tapi masa tengok je muka that hood person ni, you rasa macam mana?
Stress, marah.
Nak hantam dia, right? Macam tu lah. So, you pilih kategori mana kamu semua ni. Dari situ kamu tahu whether you are giving outcome for the organization or not. Sama ada you boleh dikira sebagai salah satu anggota ahli untuk syarikat tu atau tak. You fikir. I leave it to you. Like me, I'm a solid performer. I bagi outcome untuk organisation. Macam mana dengan kamu semua? Itu kamu fikir sendiri. Semua orang kata saya pun solid performer, betul tak? Betul tak? Everyone agree you all solid performer?
Setuju.
Semua agree
Of course.
Yes.
Oh, so yakin diri kamu semua ni okay, I'm happy. Macam tu lah. Cakap.
Undeniable solid.
You tak solid? Helmi, you tak solid ke?
Undeniable solid.
Oh, deniable. Okay. Okay, so you decide lah where you are. Okay, from there itself, kamu nak lawan dengan majikan kamu pun, you boleh lawan tau, you boleh justify. You kena tahu sama ada you ada solid ke atau you under utilizer atau deadwood person. Kalau deadwood, tak payahlah semua orang nampak you ni deadwood. Betul tak? So, no, this is the way you justify your way. That I am people who are giving you outcome for the organization. If you think I'm not giving anything, then you prove it. You boleh tanyakan majikan. Tunjuk apa yang saya tak buat untuk company kamu, apa yang tak memberi benefit for your company. Tell them, ask them. It will make them takut dengan kamu. Bukan takut lah, dia rasa macam, employee semua sudah bangkit ke? Macam tu. Otak kamu tu kena think what you are doing for your organization. Let them to think that you are doing something for the organization and make everyone be happy. There is a profit for them. Okay. So the next one will be withstand legal one. So this one is like something whatever that they are doing in the organization. So all that is based on the legal seniority. So whatever it is done, they have to refer to the legal also. Whatever the poor performance, they have to refer to the act, which is whether they want to go for terminations or how, compensations or whatever. It's all related to the legal. So the next point will be performance management electronic monitor. So in your company, as what I'm asking you before, there is a HR metric, right? So HR metric is one of the electronic monitoring system which is always have in the organization for them to track your performance. So when they are tracking your performance, they are able to identify how productive you are in the organization. That is the reason we have an electronic monitoring system in the organization. Okay, now you got it? Everything is related. Whatever HR metric ke, electronic monitoring, ini semua related. Actually, they wanted to find you are performer or not performer. Okay, got it? Understand? Any questions so far? Do you have any question? Kenapa pula diam? Student?
I have. Can I ask?
Yes, can. Proceed.
Okay. The appraisal politics, right? For
Okay.
example, if we are doing our job. It's just that the problem is that we are not taking sides. So when you are not taking sides, right, towards your boss and anything, then things happen. So do you have the appraisal politics thing?
Sorry. Again, yeah.
Okay, for under the appraisal politics, okay, if we are doing our job, like still, but we are not taking sides towards the boss and all. But when we are not taking sides, that you have to bear the consequences. You get me? So no matter how good you are still. So do you
What kind
have
of
any say on that?
consequences are you saying?
Uh, probably it's like they will make your life difficult.
They will let you to leave from the company, torturing
Sort
you.
of.
Okay, so
So
yeah.
do you have any say on that, or anyone with experience with that?
Of course, like if you're asking me, I have lot. I have a lot.
I have experience too, doctor.
Okay, then you are sharing. I don't want. I share my own. Okay, share. What are
It
the
was
topics?
it was before I changed the department. When I first started joining for the first 1 or 2 years, I was in this department. The directors, I just be transparent, he's horrible. They don't actually work systematically and very perfectionist. I think they got some psychological issue. So after that, I tried my best to work together with her for the next 2 years, but it's made me feel like very depressed. Like I'm not happy. Then I make the big move where I complain about it. I send the official, what we call it, the official complaint and talk with the top management. Eventually, they heard me. They told me this is not the first time happened. It's very high turnover in that department. So it's happened so many times, but nobody want to step up and talk about it. So they take the action. That's finally someone take initiative to resolve this problem, the turnover problem. Then they restructure the department, and I moved to another department. It was a good impact. Thanks.
So she share her experience. Very good. So anything, Noor?
So you are saying that we should try to work together first, is it? Are you saying
Yes,
that, or
yes. I did try to, sometimes the people behavior. I have a background on the behavior study. So people behavior, I try to cope, but this is the cannot be safe case. So I just decided, you know what, I just complain. I just want to either I resign or I move to another department. So I did this step where I do the official complaint about it. It's not easy, but it's working for me. At least I take some step before I lost my job, something like that. But it's all right. But
do you have the time frame for that? Like, do you set your own time frame for that?
I set my own time frame, 1 or 2 years. So when I reach my second year, that's the time that I think
it's quite long.
Yeah. So because if you first join the company, right, you cannot judge how people's work, especially for the top management, for the director. Then I did try my best for 2 years, but it's the last step that I took. I'm very happy that everybody know about it, but nobody want to talk about it. I'm step up and I talk about it to the top management, and finally there's something happen. So they take the action actually to resolve the problems. Then it's good for the organization as well.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Good. Okay. So come for the summary of this unit. They will do the measurement. Actually, they would like to find out the validity and reliability of the measurement item and how the employees. So at least the employees can change their attitude and behavior when it comes for the working purposes. At the same time, we can't say the manager is penalize us. Sometimes we want to help us also. So the effective manager need to be aware about the issues that happening and what are the methods suitable for the employees, and not to too much follow their emotional. Some of them, they are really follow the rules and regulations of the company. You see, they have to be biased toward everything. So as an effective manager, you should know how to take actions according to the poor performers. Okay, not always like try to tell them they are not a performing. Help them to perform and try to work it out in a group and sort it the problems. Okay, that is the main things about our performance management today. So I done my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. So now we will look into our students' presentations today.
Doctor,
Yep.
last week, right? You present. I mean, the topic was on topic 5, I think. So, are we skipping topic 6?
No, I'm presenting 5 and 6.
Last week, because from my notes, it was just topic 5.
No, you see, I'm always carry on the lesson 5 and 6. I didn't stop anything.
So, okay.
You can see the video recording. 5 and 6 is there.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Which group today would like to do the presentation? You can carry on now.
Group 15.
Hanis and your group.
Yes, yes.
Group 14. Sorry.
Now we will present first, group 15. Okay, so Salmi, can share.
Well, you're all presenting. I will take your attendance. So
yeah, sure.
you just
We're starting
carry
with
on.
group 14 first, right? Yeah, I think just follow the numbers. 14. Is it okay?
Group 14.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So hi. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa. I'm so sorry if I'm sounding with some echoes at the back because I'm using my iPhone anyway. So my name is Lisa from Group 14. I will start off the presentation by introducing the retail company that the group has chosen. One of Malaysia's leading home improvement retailer, Mr. DIY. I think from the slide, the first slide, you can clearly notice that the company's tagline is always low prices, whereby the chain of Mr. DIY stores provide a wide variety of daily home improvement essentials at low and affordable prices to meet consumer needs. Next slide, please. Thank you. All right, here will be the list of our members and their respective tasks for today's presentation. As you can see, our slide presenter is Inche Nakyu, and the rest, I think you all can read it. All right, next slide, please. I'll come. Okay, based on the company's 2022 annual report from a 2022 annual report. From a single store in 2005, Mr. DIY, the company has grown to about 1,080 stores by the end of 2022, operating in most Asian and European markets with a total of 16,500 employees. We have the reason, I think Group 14, we have consensually agreed on doing a case study on Mr. DIY because we are able to see a trend on how the company has built a sustainable business in a fast-changing world while dedicating to providing a fair, equitable, and also inclusive work environment for their employees. That's why we chose DIY. From the start, I think from the slide, you can see the company's focus, the nature of their business, all right, and the group revenue. So I don't need to elaborate because it's quite clear on the slide. And I'm going to pass this to my next teammate to continue with the next slide. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Emir. Basically, I'll be explaining about external challenges faced by Mr. DIY. So we are looking at pastel, but I'm going to explain only about political, economic, social, and technological. Okay, with regards to political, it's something to do with regulatory changes. Okay, for example, increase in minimum wage. Like in Malaysia, last time from 1002 to 1005, if not mistaken, it was year May 2022. So the implication can be on the increased wages cost for all the companies, including Mr. DIY. Okay, with regards to economic, for example, recession, I can say that during recession, sometimes people focus on necessity items. So perhaps like groceries items. So non-essential items will be badly affected lah, macam Mr. DIY as well. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. Next slide. Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, so sorry. Pivot sebelum tadi. Dia to social and technology. Sorry. Okay, for social, it's something to do with human. Okay, our consumers. Okay. For example, shift in consumer preference. Okay, for example, for Mr. DIY nowadays, some people their preference towards self-repairing household items. So it basically encourage the purchase of self-repairing kit, which we can normally jumpa lah in Mr. DIY. Okay, and then the last one is technological. Okay, the rise, if you can see from the slide, the rise of online retail, digital technologies may require significant investment in e-commerce. The good thing about it, about something like this is encourage people, not only local people, to buy the stuff from Mr. DIY. Okay, in addition to that, it is basically convenient to people. You can actually shop anytime, anywhere if you have that e-commerce platform. Okay, the last one will be automation, increased automation. Perhaps in manufacturing and supply chain process could impact cost structure. For example, nowadays, if you always go shopping, there is a self-checkout machine. So maybe that one can reduce the wages cost of hiring the people, for example, cashiers. Okay, that's all for external challenges. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Bharati here. I'm here to explain the internal challenges. Okay, the first point will be the supply chain management. So basically, when we talk about the supply chain management, it is something like ensuring the efficient and the reliable of the supply chain, which is so crucial basically to the company. And the second point is operational efficiency. Operational efficiency is the offers basically for the low prices, while the maintaining product quality can be the challenging. So the ensuring that the product meets the customer's expectation is the essential to build and retain the trust as well. So the third point will be the quality control. Quality control is the basic main department which we can notice in every organization. So this quality can produce a better profitable future for the company basically. So the quality control offers the low price while maintaining the product quality can be the challenging. Ensuring that the products meet the customer's expectation is essential to build and retain the trust as well. Next slide, please. Okay, the third point will be the talent management. So attracting and retaining the skills of employee is the critical for providing the excellent customer service and managing the store operation efficiently. And adaptation of e-commerce. As the customer is increasing their shift on online shoppings, Mr. DIY needs to adapt its business models to the digital landscape. So this involves the developments of a user-friendly online platforms, and also this is effective digital market and efficient order fulfillment. And the last point will be the customer relationship management. So customer feedback. So this is the main point for the key. So implementing the effective system for collecting and responding to customers' feedback to enhance the product and the service. So the customer retention will be the strategy for building and maintaining the customer's loyalty in a cooperative market. So the other point comes under the customer relationship management is communication strategy, which is effectively communicating the value proposition to the customer to ensure their understanding the benefits and always goes to the low price. That's the reason Mr. DIY is having the keyword as always the low price. Okay, that's all for the internal challenges. Thank you.
Okay. As for the future challenges, we actually identified areas from political, economical, social, cultural, and technological. When it comes to political, we know for a fact that government regulations keep changing every now and then, and also tariffs on all our trade agreements changes. That is one of the main concerns. When it comes to economical, uh, we foresee there's going to be challenges in motivating to retain our talents within the organization itself. And when it comes to social cultural, people keep people need keep changing and adapt changing. So we need to find ways how our business can actually adapt to that, especially when it comes to digital adoption. When it comes to technological, there's going to be um, retaining our talents as in reskilling them and upskilling them to make sure that they align with our technological advancement. How the business is adapting, the employees also need to adapt. And that's pretty much for future challenges.
So, all right. So in terms of the HR function, as we have heard about the presentation earlier, so DIY is very making them as bigger, it's a big business since the first shop that they open up in the market. So in order to making sure the business growth and sustain, so we are taking into the HR function in terms of identifying, the developing the retail leaders, whereby as we could understand that as people as a big asset, right? It's a very important asset. That's why we need to have developing a retail supply chain leaders who can take on management roles within the organization. And then I'm pretty sure that they will have more stores in the future. So that's why getting the we'll call it the palapis of the roles in the organization is very, very much important. And the next will be the enhanced compensation and benefits. So in order into the economic factors as well as the legal compliance, so they need to be on top of it. So otherwise, the business will not be sustainable in the next future. Yeah, correct.
Good evening. My name is Naresh. So I'm presenting regarding HR functions also. So the third their function for HR is since Mr. DIY is expanding its store networks exponentially, so there will be significant need to ramp up their hiring from local and foreign talents across various functions such as retail, operation, and logistics. So the another function is they need to provide training programs. So to onboard on large influx of new employees and technologies, Mr. DIY must implement comprehensive training programs that equip them with the necessary skills and knowledge to their staffs. Next.
When it comes to recommendation, for all the challenges faced by Mr. DIY, there's many choice of recommendation. We identify one vital key recommendation, which is to develop a holistic EVP framework that promotes some growth and well-being. The key components and implementation is first, competitive compensation and benefits. conduct regular market analysis to ensure it remains competitive, and offer performance-based bonuses for individual and organizational success. Second, career development opportunities, implement structured career development program with clear promotion path, and offer training and skill development initiatives to support career growth aligned with employees' needs and organizational aspiration. And the third one is employee engagement survey. We regularly conduct surveys to gauge employee satisfaction and engagement, and respond to employee needs by adjusting the EVP framework based on the input. Next.
Good afternoon. By integrating insight from PACS, PEST analysis into the development of its EVP, the employee value proposition, Mr. DIY can create a comprehensive and adaptive EVP that responds effectively to the external dynamic of the retail industry. PAC analysis is one among many available concepts that drive strategic eligibility by encouraging leaders to scan the horizon continually, detect changes early, discern relevant impact, and respond proactively. It remains a simple but powerful tool if deployed with the right frequency, customization, and participation. PAC stands for political, economy, social, and technology. The employee value proposition EVP is the unique set of benefits and rewards that an organization offers to its employee in exchange for their skill, capabilities, and experience. It encompasses the total value an employee receives from their employer, going beyond just financial compensation. The EVP is a crucial aspect of talent management and play a significant role in attracting, retaining, and engaging employees. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Any question? Any question?
Okay. Doctor can go to group 50, doctor.
Yeah. Next group, if don't have any question.
Okay, thanks, doctor. Salmi?
Yeah, sharing.
Thank you.
Who's presenter?
Can someone share?
Share already?
Right?
Shalmi, cannot see Shalmi.
Can see.
Cannot see it?
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry guys, give us about a minute for us to share.
Can see or not?
No.
Belum.
Any others can share? Our team member? Okay, we can see from Kanison.
Can share?
Kanison already shared the screen.
Sorry, minta maaf guys. Hold on, give me a minute. Now can see, is it small or big?
Small.
Small.
Now?
Okay, big.
Yeah. Okay, I can start now, yeah? Kanison, you will in charge for the slide, yeah?
Okay, bro. Yeah, okay, done. Okay, Elmi, you can start.
Okay, a very good afternoon to our beloved Dr. Hema Loshni, and to our fellow classmates. So we are from, my name is Helmi. We are from group 15. So today we are choosing Proton to be our company for our discussion on human resource management. So next slide. So these are the objective and content for this presentation. So we will go one by one for all the 6 contents. Next slide. So for the introduction to Proton Holdings, Proton, which was founded in Malaysia in 1983, is a prominent player in the automobile sector. It began as a cooperation with Mitsubishi Motors and now has since evolved independently. Proton, which is known for the innovation and quality, has strategic partnership, most notably with Geely, which result in innovative technology and environmentally friendly automobiles. It exports cars globally with the dedication to R&D and community projects seeking to produce reliable technological advanced vehicle while positively contributing to the automotive sector. Through the collaborations and investment in technology, Proton has diversified its vehicle lineup, introducing a range of cars that cater to various market segments, from compact models to SUVs and sedans. In 2022, Proton exports were available in 14 countries, namely Bangladesh, Bermuda, Brunei, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Kenya, Mauritius, Nepal, Pakistan, Papua New Guinea, Sri Lanka, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. Proton is aiming to increase its number to 17 by returning to Thailand, Indonesia, and possibly Fiji. Next slide, please. So these are the oldest and newest vehicle that produced by Proton, which was started with Saga 19 in 1990. And on the right side is our Proton latest model S70, which was launched recently. Next slide. Okay, I shall pass to Jesh to present on the internal and external challenge.
Okay. Hi, can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes, can.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'll start off with the external challenges. So the first one being economic fluctuations. Okay, so the thing is, with economic downturns, they can significantly impact consumer spending, which in return can affect Proton's sales and profitability, because buying cars is not like going into the store to just buy like a bag or clothes where you can just spend a few hundreds and walk out. It takes hundreds and thousands of ringgit. So when there are economic downturns, Proton's sales and profitability will be severely impacted. Hence, the company has to be very agile and adaptable to navigate these economic uncertainties. Next would be transitioning to electric vehicles. Okay, so nowadays there's an ongoing shift towards electric vehicles, which would mean that Proton will have to face certain hurdles in terms of infrastructure, battery technology, range restrictions, as well as consumer acceptance. Comparing Proton with their major competitors like Toyota and Honda, they don't have electric vehicles. I mean, Proton does not have electric vehicles compared to Toyota and Honda. So this is one of their main challenges, because a lot of people these days, especially the youths and youngsters, are more driven to purchase electric vehicles. And then moving on to supply chain disruptions. Okay, so Proton, like any other manufacturers out there, have to deal with supply chain disruptions, such as material shortages, logistic challenges, and maybe even worldwide catastrophes like COVID-19. All this can impede timely component deliveries, affecting their production schedules. For example, just a very personal example, I know someone who drives a Proton X50. Her car was once stuck in flood, and it took 6 months for Proton to repair her car and send it back to her in its original form, right? So that's another external challenge that they're facing. Moving on to internal challenge, operational efficiency. So operational efficiency can be very much related to their supply chain and manufacturing processes. We believe that Proton's supply chain and manufacturing processes have a lot of room of improvement, and hence the company needs to streamline their operations to be able to reduce costs and improve their efficiency. Talent retention and development. So when it comes to talent retention and development, Proton finds it very difficult to consistently upscale their workers in order to satisfy the changing market expectations. As mentioned earlier, a lot of people are now more driven to purchase cars that are electric, the EV cars, right? So all this, you would need particular technology breakthroughs and certain engineering knowledge. It's not easy to be able to source and attract candidates or employees that come with these equipped skills. Hence, implementing certain measures to retain top talent in a competitive market, focusing on their career development, competitive pay, as well as a positive work environment is very essential for them, which is one of the main internal challenges they're facing. And the last one would be marketing and sales strategy. So this can be tied to supply chain disruptions as well as the transition to EV these days. Because Proton faces a lot of challenges in their supply chain and being able to break through with advanced technology, it's hard for them to be able to market or have certain sales strategies compared to like Toyota and Honda, which is their main competitors. Can we change the slide, please? Okay, so this is an article that we found online about Proton Holdings and their vendors having supply chain disruptions, which were leading to a very long time for consumers to get their cars back in all fully repaired and in its original condition. Next page. Okay, so two of the key HR functions impacted by some of these challenges one would be talent acquisition and retention. So the highly competitive automobile business would require very, very trained workforce with technical breakthroughs and innovative methods. It's a challenge, especially coming from the recruitment industry itself. I can tell it's very challenging to attract and maintain outstanding employees that have the right skills and knowledge for the certain role. Difficulties recruiting these people would be because of the electric vehicle technology, software development, and as well as engineering, which can stifle innovation. When it comes to training and development, in order to keep up with the technical changes, maintain product quality, as well as innovate, Proton needs to invest in ongoing training and skill development. But because of things like budgetary difficulties or sometimes even scheduling conflicts, it can restrict the breadth and depth of training initiatives. That's all from my end. I'd like to pass over to Kanison for his part.
Hi, good afternoon all. Okay, I'll be talking on what we call is strategic HR recommendation. First of all, I'm going to move to collaboration with what we call education institution. So it's better to what we call Proton go into move developing skill force, establish partnership and with education institution using the involving academic, industry and government to shape the education program that meet Proton specific skills. Next will be diversity and inclusion initiative. Okay, so what we tell here, use maturity model improvement. Okay, this is what we call to assess and enhance Proton diversity initiative. Affirmative action model to address and promote diversity, ensuring a workforce that reflects a broad range perspective and talents. Next will be performance-based reward and recognitions. I believe every company should have this, what we call the best, what we call rewards. That program need to be initiated, okay? So what I can do, should implement performance-based rewards and recognition programs to motivate the employees, and this will, what we call, to drive their high performance. So this will align with the individual contribution with organization goals and foster a culture of excellence. Next will be what they call employee engagement and well-being. Okay, Proton should prioritize what they call employee engagement and well-being by creating a positive and support working environment. Okay, sure, it will ensure that what they call enhance the employee satisfaction, productivity, and also retention. Okay, go to the next slide. Okay, now we're going to talk about what they call the concept to support. Okay, how do we support on this, what we call, or whatever happens here. So now moving to talent acquisition and retention. So when we talk what we call strategic human resource planning, so this is what we call to align workforce planning with organization strategy. Proton can ensure that this talent acquisition strategy is directly linked to the company, mainly the strategy objective and future skills requirement. Okay, since Proton is in Malaysia, so these skills we need to enhance. Okay, I'll go to what we call talent pipeline model. It will fall under global what we call talent pipeline development. It shows emphasize the proactive identification development. Okay, Proton can strategically source what we call the global talent pools, ensuring a continuous influx and of skilled individuals. And also what we go to what we call flexible recruitment strategy. So what? So we're going to use the theory PE, person environment, PE fit theory we call it. That individual seeks environment that match their own characteristic. Okay, their what we call the skills going to be there. So we try to what we call implement flexible recruitment strategy to ensure a better fit between candidates and Proton dynamic environment. Okay, so from this training and development. Okay, so what we're going to choose continuous skills what we call assessment. So that model will be like Kirkpatrick 4-level training evaluation model. Is what we call a structured approach to evaluate training effectiveness. By continually assessing skills and training impact, Proton can ensure that learning initiative contribute directly to the employee capabilities and organization goals. That's most important because every organization they have the goals, so we need to move on that skill assessment. Next will be what we call agile training. Okay, so agile is involved flexible, interactive, and adaptive approach to training. Okay, Proton can benefit from agile learning principle, rapidly respond to changing technology and industry requirements. Okay. Next, we got to call focus on leadership development for change management. So what theory we're going to is Kotter's 8-step change model. By integrating this model into leadership development, Proton can equip leaders to effectively guide the workforce through technology transition. By grounding the recommendation, these theories, model, whatever concepts, and Proton can leverage established framework in human resource management to enhance the effectiveness is talent acquisition, recruitment, development, and learning process. Last but not least, okay, so I'd like to conclude from this what we call the training development. Its ability to navigate tough automotive industry relies at them currently because now what we call just my what we call teammate say EV. So we need to change what we call based on what we call development to ourselves. Okay, since my Proton is Malaysian car, so of course we all support Malaysian lah. Okay, so tough automotive industry relies on how it handles external and internal obstacles. Okay, by emphasizing the strategic HR initiatives such as talent acquisition and training programs, that company can cultivate a resilient and high performing workforce. Okay, this will only what we call not only bolster Proton strategy but also drive innovation and long-term growth in the ever-evolving automotive landscape. Okay, thanks to all. Okay, thanks guys, thanks my teammates, thanks doctor that presented. And this is what they call our team. Okay, involved what we call group 15. Thank you very much. If no question, I can move to other groups.
Okay, any question? Any question, please? Don't have.
Don't have.
Next group.
Thank you, doctor.
Later, I have question to all groups.
Okay.
Okay. Other groups? That's all. Finish. No more group.
See, you got group 16. I think group 16 is the last, right?
They done last week. They done last week.
So we
Then this
completed already all groups.
completed.
So we completed all group, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so I have questions. Based on all groups presentations, you all can understand different organization, there is a different way they are implementing their strategy human resource management. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So what do you all understand each other's group members presentation?
What I understand, Doctor, how to implement this strategy into my organization, my company I'm working, and to my staff. How am I going to bring them up? Example, just now you talk about PMS, all right? So normally PMS happen 1 year once only. So what the management will do, all whatever you do, the good thing or bad things, everything they will talk in 1 month, in 1 day only. Okay? Maybe they already set in their mind who they want to bring up ready, these guys or what got ticket ready for them, for others who don't have. So to prevent this, what I plan now, which I'm going to implement next year itself, okay, already discussed. Every 3 months, once with my staff, currently I got 20-25 people under me. So to discuss with them what is your move or what is your goal, what is the objective first. From objective, what they have done. Okay. So now, like next week, what is the objective? What are you going to do? After that, following 3 months, what you achieve and where are the lagging. So from there. So all this is what they call for implementation for them. This one is my planning.
Very
After
good.
this.
Very good. That is Ganeshan's understanding. What about others? What you can conclude from everyone's presentations that done for 3 weeks?
I can add on something.
Can.
So every organization, they have their own SHRM strategy based on the nature of the business.
That's all.
Yes.
Okay, what about others? Any
Most,
opinions?
most of the company putting a point on the asset, people as an asset, very important in organization.
Okay, next.
I want to add, most of the company, right, because there is one point is actually the external influence that company has to look at it. But most of the company, they not maybe not most, some of the company they don't really up to that standard yet. Meaning they don't have the sustainability planning, so they are working on it. So what I'm trying to say is like it is very important for the company to actually look into the external influence also, so the company itself will be sustainable in the future.
Okay, Vinodini, good. Next,
Setiap
anyone?
setiap company mempunyai cabaran-cabaran yang berbeza dan persaingan-persaingan yang berbeza. Oleh
Ingat
itu,
dari politik mana, politik orang mana yang cakap tadi?
oleh itu
Kecuali
strategi berbeza perlu diperlukan untuk mengatasi masalah-masalah yang pelbagai ini.
Tengok orang politik ada kat sini.
YB Faiz.
Okay, any of you?
Doctor, may I say something?
You can say.
Every company have different focuses in their marketing plan. So sometimes they focus on one thing and then they ignore something else depending on their goals. So that what I can make assumption is that depending on their goals, they will focus maybe on the retention or maybe on the marketing or maybe on the product itself. So what I learned from these 3 weeks, they all have their own marketing strategies that they want to implement and go and achieve in the long run.
Okay, good. So everyone understand, right? From week 1 until week 4, what you are learned in the strategy human resource management?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Definitely today's is really interesting because most of you are really sharing and we know most of you are holding a management position and a manager position. So after this, try to do something for your employee. Do not have any errors in your appraisals form. Okay, they also employee. Without them, you cannot be as a manager. Remember this. leader, born leader comes to the level. Because of not lower level persons, you will not be a manager.
True.
Understand?
Understand,
Yes,
doctor.
understand, Prof.
So
You know
I
that.
will see you next
Yes, doctor.
case study presentation. So we will do as what we agree. So next week will be group one until I don't know what group. They will do case study one, then followed by a case study two will be another group. Okay,
Okay.
that's all. Other than that, okay, next week I will let you know how the final assessment look like. Okay, so it's from the case study itself. I will teach you how to write, how to explain your questions with the correct answer.
Thank
Okay, then please look your attendance and let me know if your attendance got N, then let me know. If you are attended, if no attended, got N, then keep quiet.
Doctor, can we know roughly when is the final assessment? If you
I
know.
also don't know how you want me to say.
All right. Okay.
Okay, I also waiting. Exam unit is the one. They will let us know.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Okay, so goodbye to everyone.